All right, day 4. So today I'm a little off today. I got a lot on my mind. Dealing with some things concerning some family members and health wise. So just praying through while I'm praying through. All right. So today what I've been thinking about today is breaking down to build up, right? And so when I think about breaking down to build up, I'm thinking about all of the things that we've gone through in our lives and throughout our lifetime has built up some things inside of us. And so now we have to layer by layer break down those things so that we can really build on a solid foundation, because we don't want to just start building on top of stuff that's already there, all of the hurt and pain and stuff. We don't want to just compile things on top of it. We want to make sure we clear the ground, just like planting outside or building planting a garden or building a house. We want to make sure that the ground is right. We want to make sure that we have a solid foundation to build on. We don't want to build on top of things that will cause our, us to just crash and burn. You know what I mean? Or if it's a garden, to just die because we built it on something that's not good. On unhealthy soil, right? So I went back to my original thought from the beginning of this whole thing. It was like organizational structure, basically like building a lifestyle through like a matrix, right? So building a matrix for your lifestyle. And when I looked up, from what matrix is something within or from which something else originates, develops, or takes form. Right? So we're processing through all of the hurt, all the things that we've been through, and all of the things that we are releasing, right? So we're building out of what's already in us. Okay? So if you have hurt and those toxins like bitterness, unforgiveness, lust, and anger, and deceit, perversion, if those things are already in you, then we need to bring those things out. We need to get rid of those things so that we can properly place the things in us that we need. We think about the fruits of the spirit and the works of the flesh. It's the same thing. We want to get rid of the works of the flesh, and we want to take in the fruits of the spirit, right? And so with the matrix, what we're trying to do is processing through the pain, the hurt, all of those other things to get to the foundation, the purpose of what we were created to be and to do. Okay, so building our matrix means that what we're working towards is putting those things into action. Putting those things into place in ourselves, in our minds, in our heart. We're working to clean out our heart, right? So that our mind can think on these things and that our body can apply those things. You know what I mean? Our members can function the way that they should function. We can see what he sees. We can hear what he hears. We can speak the language of kingdom. You get what I'm saying? So we have to, it's a process, it's a building structure that we are building within ourselves. We're tearing down that old foundation, that old structure, that thing that's not working. We're tearing that down. It's just like you go down, sometimes, we go back to where we come from and the house is just all tattered and it's just, falling to the ground, and we're like, you know what, we need to just tear that down and start all over. Sometimes when we're rehabbing, you think of people that do rehab, and sometimes, you're like, oh, I can, we can work with this. This has potential. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's like, yeah, we just need to tear that down and start from the bottom. We just need to start all over again. And sometimes, that's what we have to do. We have to just take it all out, start all over again. And it's doable. It can be done. And it's going to be done, because we're going to do it. We are going to accomplish what we set out to do. All right. And so we're compiling our, our matrix, and we're saying, okay, God, these are the things that I'm working towards. I'm working towards, there's creativity in me. Because when he formed me in my mother's belly, in my mother's womb, he knew me. He had already had purpose for me. Even before he knew who I was. So there's creativity in me. There's determination in me. There's kindness. There's love. There's joy. There's agility. There's authority. There's tenacity. All of that is already in me because he placed that seed in me. Right? And so I'm looking towards building that. I'm looking towards feeding that. That's what I'm working towards, it being that. That's what I am going for, right? I'm building on that. My matrix, I'm putting in the things that feed that. That the positivity, the joy, the peace. You know what I mean? I'm changing my thoughts, my way of thinking, my way of handling situations, my way of, looking at my perspective is changing. My tone is changing. My demeanor, my body language, everything about me is changing because I am watering those seeds. All of that negativity, all of that bad stuff is out. So now I am building that matrix. I'm building those things in me to cause me to be a better person, to be that person that God has ordained, that he has from the beginning set for me to be, right? So I'm building on those ideas. I'm building on that character. I'm building on that wealth and that health, by applying these things. So I'm breaking down to build up. Right? I'm breaking through those things that I don't want to do no more. I don't want to be that way no more. I don't want to be this angry person walking around all the time. I don't want to be this negative person. Every time I look at something or say something is negative. I don't want to be that anymore. So I'm breaking all that down and I'm building up the positive things. I'm building up those things that make things around me better. All right, so today I'm just focusing on building, breaking down to build up, breaking down those things that I don't want and building the things that I do want. All right, so I just admonish you and I encourage you to practice that. Practice those things. Even if it looks bad, speak good to it. Speak a positive thing to a bad situation. Speak it. Talk to it. Talk to it and say to it, you are blessed. It will work out. It doesn't matter what it is. You will live and not die. You know what I mean? So these are the things that I am going to practice, and I encourage you to practice and just make sure that you just apply it to your everyday life, not just today, but every day going forward. Every situation. All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.